Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something fundamental to the online world, digital trust. And specifically, authenticity.
Right. It sounds simple, but it's the absolute core of, well, this massive influencer marketing economy.
Passive is right. We're talking projections of what, $480 billion by 2027. It's huge. And that whole thing, it rests on people believing it's authentic.
Exactly. But that foundation, it seems to have some serious cracks appearing.
Yeah, that's what we want to unpack today, this whole issue of influencer deception, how widespread it is, and, what it's actually doing to trust to the market, even to the platforms themselves.
And it's surprisingly common. It often starts with that fake it till you make it idea.
Yeah.
Buying followers.
People actually do that still.
Oh, absolutely. One survey found about a quarter of influencers admitted buying them. And get this, over half knew other influencers who were doing it.
Wow.
And it's not just about looking popular. Think about the brands. They end up pouring, maybe up to 15% of their marketing money down the drain, paying for eyeballs that just aren't there.
15%. That's a huge chunk of wasted cash. But it's more than just the fake numbers, right? There's the engagement, too.
Yeah, definitely. You see a lot of very sort of generic stuff, pre-written scripts, content that doesn't feel personal at all. And the really big one, disclosure, or rather the lack of it.
Ah, the hidden ads.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
An analysis looked at like 100 million tweets over several years, found something like 95% of sponsored posts. No disclosure hashtags, none.
95%? Seriously.
And there was another sweep, I think in Australia more recently. It flagged concerns with up to 96% of posts they looked at. Again, mostly because they weren't disclosing properly.
So for you listening, it means you often you can't tell. Is this a real recommendation or is it just an ad?
Exactly. That line is incredibly blurred. And sometimes, it drifts into promoting things that might actually be harmful. Diet pills, questionable supplements, that kind of thing. Presented as a personal story, not a paid spot.
You can see how that just eats away at trust. I mean, stats show people do trust influencers. Maybe around 60% rely on their recommendations.
Right.
But finding out you were deceived, that trust evaporates. You just feel, well, cheated, hoodwinked.
Totally. And it's not just about feelings, it messes up the whole market dynamic. How can a brand measure results, their ROI, if the engagement data is fake?
Good point. The numbers must be way off.
They are. And we actually have data showing authentic influencers. They deliver conversion rates about 3.7 times higher than campaigns where the engagement looks, fishy. So the cost isn't just wasted ad spend, it's lost opportunity for real connection.
And this kind of deception, this manufactured perception, it goes beyond just selling products, doesn't it? It can get bigger.
Oh, much bigger. Which brings us to something called astroturfing.
Astroturfing. Right. So that's basically faking grassroots support, yeah. Making it look like lots of ordinary people suddenly care about an issue or a product when it's actually orchestrated from behind the scenes.
Precisely. Like, think back to the tobacco industry trying to discredit the science on secondhand smoke. They funded groups that look like citizen movements. It's about creating that illusion of popular opinion.
And it works because it taps into that desire for authenticity. If it looks like a real movement,
It can be incredibly effective, shaping public debate, influencing policy, sometimes pushing things that aren't really in the public's best interest at all. It makes it really hard for you, the individual, to know what's genuine sentiment and what's, manufactured.
Okay, so the problem is complex, it's evolving, but people are fighting back, right? What's being done to monitor this?
Yeah, there are efforts. Regulatory bodies like the FTC in the US, they're definitely paying attention. They've handed out some pretty hefty fines.
Like the Kim Kardashian one for the crypto thing?
Exactly. That was, $1.26 million? And there was another big one, $9.4 million against Google and iHeartMedia for some misleading radio ads. They're even targeting fake AI reviews now, with potentially huge fines per review.
So the rules are getting tougher, but is it working?
Well, that's the tricky part. Compliance is still a huge challenge. Some reports suggest, maybe 4 out of 5 influencers still aren't properly disclosing paid deals.
4 out of 5? Still? Wow.
Yeah, and it gets even more complex because technology, specifically AI, is now playing both sides.
How so?
Well, AI is being used to detect fake accounts and weird engagement patterns, looking for bots, basically. Which is good,
Okay.
but AI is also being used to create more sophisticated deception. We're talking deepfakes, even completely AI-generated influencers that look and sound real. It's becoming a kind of AI arms race.
An AI arms race. Great. So it's getting harder to spot the fakes, even with AI detectors.
It certainly complicates things for everyone.
So what does this mean for brands trying to use influencers responsibly, and for you, just trying to navigate your social feeds?
Okay, for brands, focus on genuine engagement. Look past just the follower count, those vanity metrics. Do your homework on influencers. Maybe use some of those AI tools for vetting, and have really clear rules about disclosure. Maybe even pre-approve the content.
Makes sense. Be thorough. And for the rest of us, for you, the consumer.
It really comes down to developing critical digital literacy. Be skeptical. Question things that look too perfect or too generic. Look out for sudden huge jumps in followers. If there's no clear disclosure, be wary.
So don't just take one person's word for it. Verify.
Exactly. Verify elsewhere. And if you see something that seems deceptive, report it to the platform, maybe even to regulatory bodies like the FTC. You actually have a role to play in keeping the space cleaner.
A crucial reminder, we all have a stake in this.
Absolutely. Which leads to, I guess, a final thought for you to consider. In this world where AI can spot deception but also create incredibly realistic fakes, how do you even define what genuine influence is anymore? How do you protect it? And what does being truly well-informed mean when reality itself feels like it's becoming, well, negotiable?